Hello, and welcome to New York, the most diverse city on earth. I'm your host, Natalie Ferrison. If you're coming here to live, be sure to have at least a 3 months contingency plan. That is for food, transportation, and make that public, and housing, and that's most important. Why? Because New York is known for having the second highest number of homeless people in the entire United States. They're second to California. That means that at any given time, a lot of New Yorkers are one paycheck away from homelessness. Therefore, I, yours truly, am about to go undercover to show you what it's like to be homeless in the city of New York. I'm going to be in full disguise. I'm going to spend an entire night on the street. Like, I'll be going from the subway to the trains inside a restaurant. You'll see me sleeping on the street, Well, I don't know if I'll be sleeping, but you'll see me in that setting. And I'll be doing all of that tonight, guys, and you will have a first-class seat to see it. Now, to make this experiment even more practical, I have not eaten anything since yesterday. So right now I'm starving to death. When you see me out there begging food, it's because I really need it, trust me. We're in Times Square, so I'm about to go out on the street, speak with a few homeless individuals, just to find out how they got in that predicament. What's their advice to us, the people coming into the city, so that we do not end up where they are? I'd hope that a family member or a friend could see them so they can get some much needed help. Let's go.
Hi, I've been homeless in New York for almost 2 years, and since I was working for a warehouse company for 6 months. I got laid off. Since I've been laid off, I've been homeless in the streets for almost 2 years. While I've been trying to get a job. It's been very hard for me. I didn't really have a stable place to stay, to actually, take a shower and to, get another job. Now, I did the shelter. I was in the shelter. It was very difficult for me. People in there was, bringing weapons in. The staff was very nasty, and I got robbed in the shelter, and it was scary. So my advice to people that's coming in New York City, save your money. Because right now it's getting very hard for us, very hard for the homeless, especially for me.
I'm about to go undercover as a homeless person.
Well, my advice to you is if you're going to be homeless, you will see that certain people care and certain people do not care. You got people that will give you that, and some people they won't even give you no change. They'll literally walk past you.
This scene on the train, I sat on the train for 30 minutes, and this is by far the most challenging scene in this entire documentary because it was just so intense and emotional. I just thought that it would have been dishonest to take his money, being that I wasn't really homeless. But fortunately, my camera personnel was there and he convinced me to take it, which I did eventually. He gave me $6. So if you're watching this, kind gentleman, thank you.
Connection is available to armed transit. This is a Bronx-bound 2 train. The next stop is Park Place.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Awakened this morning with chains on my feet, chains of distress and impending defeat, chains of hardships and scarcity, chains of chaos and instability, chains of doubts and insecurity, chains of injustice and inequality, being the victim of this menace and crime, languishing, dangling beneath the poverty line. We all are bounded in chains, not having the freedom we claim. Some circumstances of life will cut you down just when you think you've arrived. My neighbor struggled with chains of his own. Last night he was fighting his dog for a bone.
This part was so overwhelming, and when I jumped up like that, I was about to just run out of that McDonald's because I was so nervous, but thank God I didn't. I made the turn. As soon as I was about to go straight down the stairs, I turned. Thank God. A lot of the persons, they had this look on their face like, oh my God, do not come over here, not over here, please don't come over here now. Please, God, don't let her come over here. There were a few of them though who looked at me with deep compassion, like I could tell that they cared.
Man is only free in his dreams. There he can do just whatever he deems. He stands free without any chains. He sings with the birds and he plays in the rain. We all are bounded in chains, not having the freedom we claim. Some circumstances of life will cut you down just when you think you've arrived. Oh, we all are bounded in chains, not having the freedom we claim. Yes, some circumstances of life will cut you down, will cut you down just when you think you're right and everything is alright. Oh yeah, I said we are chained, we are chained, we are chained to the circumstances of life.
own a place. Hey, under but shed we jump.
Here you go.
There's a popular quote that says, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Now that is a fact. I told you guys before that this city is packed with opportunities, but what a lot of people do not know is that it's also inundated with millions of highly qualified people from all over the world, which means that the competition here is fierce. Now, I went on a job interview the other day, a few months ago, and the interviewer told me, she said, prior to you, I interviewed over 1,000 people this week for this very same job. This makes it even more important that we take care of those who fall by the wayside, because it's so easy for people to fall off here when the competition is that high. The homeless are human beings who fell on hard times. It could happen to any one of us. A lot of us, we believe that homeless people look like the way I dressed up. A lot of homeless people don't look like that. There are people who you sit next to in a taxi going to work. There are people who look normal just like you and I. They sleep in their truck, in their cars. They sleep, they crash on couches and stuff like that. They have kids, some of them that share schools with your children. And then once they leave school, they go to a homeless shelter. Homelessness can happen to anyone. Be mindful of how you treat people who you think are less than you, because we do not know what tomorrow will bring. We do not know. So plant good seeds. Be kind. Treat people the way you want to be treated. This experiment that I did, it taught me a whole lot. Yes, I was mindful of the homeless before, and I was always kind. But it's a difference with seeing something and being something. I did this for not even a full night. But the loneliness that you feel when no one wants to be close to you, no one sees you, you're invisible. People see me walking and they'd walk away from me. I felt so lonely. I remember at one point I was separated from my crew members, and for about 30 minutes I couldn't find them. I didn't have my phone, and I remember standing there in the homeless attire. I was standing there and I was thinking, you know, what if I get stuck like this? How would I get home? I don't have my phone. Nobody really wants to talk to me because of how I look. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I felt helpless. And I can only imagine how someone who find themselves in that situation, a permanent situation like that, feel when you have no way out. So guys, I did this experiment for you to realize that America in general is not easy. But New York is a rough place. People are used to seeing homeless people. So when they see you, it's no big deal. It doesn't matter if you're dying. You saw what happened on the train. Only one person tried to get me help. So don't come here thinking it's an easy place or that somebody's gonna cater to you. You know, different people might have different luck. But for the most part, it's a rough place. So be prepared. Please be prepared if you're gonna come here so that you do not end up homeless. This has been Welcome to New York. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us next time. Bye.